Hello there, Virgo, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'll be doing your weekly tarot reading. This is a general reading, good for the week of September 26th. And we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot to get some more details about any obstacles, areas of resistance, or advice that Spirit may have for you. And if you're resonating with the message or enjoying the content that I create, I would really appreciate it if you would consider sharing, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with the Travelers, the Sacred Soul Travelers Oracle cards. So we've had a lot of different energies, intense energies lately with the full moon in Pisces, the autumn equinox, and then we also have 3 planets in retrograde. So if you are feeling, very emotional or just trying to figure out what is going on in life, that is part of this energy right now. So take heart, make sure that you're taking good care of yourself and staying grounded. Okay, now these cards are having a hard time settling down. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Let's see, taking shelter. The answers are within. Well, Virgo, this is your energy. This is the hermit energy. Just going within. When we are going through all of these intense energies that we have in the cosmos right now, the best thing you can do is just go within. A lot of times the energies of other people, because it's kind of a whole collective thing. Everybody seems to be having intense energies right now. So it's about just realizing that the people in your life, they want the most for you, they love you, but at the same time, they're kind of going through the same thing you are at this moment, and to just go within. Not to take anything that anybody says or does at this time too seriously. Let's put it that way. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. We have endless possibilities. I love this card. This card has actually been coming out quite a bit. By going within, you're going to see more options for you moving forward. With the autumn equinox, we're changing seasons, and as we change seasons, it's like we're planting the seeds for things that we will harvest 6 months from now. Now, we're in the northern hemisphere, we're going into the autumn equinox. In the southern hemisphere, it's the spring equinox. But there are some things that we actually plant in the winter, even in the northern hemisphere. And when I was saying that to go within, you may be getting a lot of free advice from friends or family members that mean well about pointing out options or which option is for you. But this is about you going within and listening to your own heart and trying to decide what direction you may want to go in. Where do you want to put your time and energy? Because remember, Virgo, where you put your time and energy is what you are going to get more of. So make sure you're choosing what is the best for you. Yeah, yin. This is the divine feminine energy. It is very much in line with this. Just going within, not taking action. It's also a sense of creating exactly what it is that you feel like creating. Whether, it's to share with anybody else or to sell or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just about creating. And I'm also getting the sense of dancing, painting, writing, whatever it is, however you express yourself, however you connect with your intuition, however you connect with your heart's desire, that's what you are meant to do at this time. Okay, so we're going to go to the tarot. We're going to take a look at your present energy. Then we'll look at any areas of resistance or obstacles, advice from Spirit, and then the outcome if you take the advice. But Virgo, you know that you always have free will. So you can always choose to go in whatever direction you'd like to go in. Okay, so let's start with your present energy. 8 of Swords, kind of up in your head. The thing I love about this card is that it's an angel and it's in like a bird cage. and at the same time, they feel caged in, but the top of the cage is actually unlocked and open. It's as if you may feel, that you're not sure which way to go. I get a sense of self-doubt with this card. I mean, it is about self-doubt, about imposing doubt upon yourself. And sometimes when we get into that energy, we do once again reach out to friends and family, ask them what they think, and you get all of this conflicting different advice. And once again, everybody means well, but everybody else also has their own motives. So it's about really going within, not into your ego, okay? Because this is your ego. Not going within your ego, but going within your own heart and listening to what it is that your heart really would like for you to do. Your heart and your intuition can lead you to the right path. And sometimes if you don't know even which direction you want to go in, it's about just asking your intuition. What's the next step? What should I do today? What should I do this hour? What should I do this minute if you need to? And it will lead you in the right direction. Yeah, because your area of resistance is moving on, getting this sense of, yes, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go to the next step, or even for some of you, I think, spiritually ascending. You'll notice that she's kind of on a black cloud. And I think, in this deck, I don't necessarily always get this sense in other decks, but in this deck, it's kind of like moving on from something that is painful. It is, in traditional tarot, moving from turbulent waters into calmer waters, more peaceful times. And it's what your heart wants you to do. It's just you're resisting it for some reason. So let's go to the advice. Let's see what we have there. And then we're going to come back and clarify all these. Yeah, finding more balance. Bringing more balance into your life. I get a sense that for a lot of you, you are kind of caught, and we have a lot of swords energy that's all up in your head. You may be really kind of up in your head at this time, and it's about really realigning yourself to your heart. And then the outcome is the King of Swords, getting the clarity. Now, this is more swords energy, but it's getting the clarity about how to move forward and becoming very determined. The King of Swords is very determined, sometimes a little bit cold-heartedly, but I think that you almost kind of need that at this time, because I keep getting the message that you have a lot of people around you, once again, giving you advice. You could be saying, oh, I just don't know what to do next. And then, they go into a whole long, monologue about what it is that they think you ought to do. Two of Wands, yeah, having to make a decision. You're kind of at a crossroads in your life. So you're having to make a decision about which way to go. And with the Two of Wands, it's kind of like you can choose one way or the other, but you can't have both. Now, here's the thing. There's no wrong choice in life. We think that we make wrong choices, but we really don't. Every path will get us exactly to where our soul is supposed to go. It's just that if you choose one wand over the other, you'll have a different scenery, if you will, to get you there. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Seven of Cups. Once again, a lot of confusion, not really clear. Trying to get that clarity, trying to pick out the star. And stars represent our hopes and dreams, trying to pick out what it is that you really want. Intuition, High Priestess, you don't know everything. The people in your life that are giving you free advice, they don't know everything either. So it's about recognizing that you may not know the whole path in front of you, but just going ahead and taking that first step, just moving forward, just saying to the universe, I'm ready to move forward. Which way should I go? And then, it'll help. Yeah, Two of Swords, way up in your head again, trying to make decisions, but having a hard time making a decision. And this is kind of what I think a lot of you want. You want the Ten of Cups. You want a happy family. You want a long-term committed relationship. You may want a home, at the happy home. It's very much an energy of this is what you're going after. It's kind of like you just don't know how to get there. And part of it is that for some of you, this is a general reading. For some of you, you are leaving a long-term relationship, or perhaps even a marriage, or a relationship that you thought was going to go long-term, or a situation, a job, a career path that you thought was going to go long-term, and it's ended. Like that, is what's causing all of this, anxiety, self-doubt, not knowing which way to turn next. Oh, look at this. And I picked up Tower. Now, the Tower is something that happens suddenly, so I'm thinking that this Tower happened previously to, this energy. It's something that ended. Now, remember, endings occur because there's something better for us. And it's like the universe can give you those little niggles. That's what they call them, little niggles. It's kind of like, hey, Virgo, we want you to go in a different direction. And you're kind of like, nope, not listening. Oh, come on, you can make a change. Nope, not listening. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we've tried to be nice, and now we're just taking it away. And it really is, in order to bring something better on our path. But when we're going through this energy, it can put us into this energy of just not knowing what direction to go in next. Because we thought we were on the right path. We wanted to think that we were on the right path. And it's not that it was the wrong path. It's just that the people, the situations, the relationships on that path no longer met our higher good. We had outgrown them, or, there was just a need for change because there's something better that was about to come onto our path. So let's take a look at this Eight of Swords. Lovers, Four of Swords, Five of Cups, Two of Cups. Okay, so to me, this is really indicating a true soulmate relationship. Romantic, it could be a romantic relationship, but with a true soulmate relationship, it could even be like a business partner. It could be somebody that meant a lot to you in your life. Okay, so we have, we have the Lovers, same energy here. There's some angst about it, trying to heal, but definitely missing. Five of Cups, definitely missing this person for whatever reason. There's a lot of self-doubt, perhaps regret. Did I make the right choice? You could have left this relationship, and then, now you're kind of like, maybe a couple of months down the line, and you're like, oh, what did I do that for? Maybe, I should reunite with this person or something like that. But there also, there is some healing that has to be done here. This healing is represented by taking shelter, going within, learning what it is that you want to do next, where your heart is leading you. Because your area of resistance is to move on. You don't necessarily want to move on, but Spirit is indicating that it's time for you to move on. Capricorn had somewhat of a similar energy. So you may be dealing with a Capricorn, but you don't have to be. Okay, Six of Swords, Queen of Swords, Ten of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Wands. You're kind of waiting. It's this energy of waiting. Now, I'll have to say this energy of waiting is kind of like across the board in all the signs. It's kind of, I think, because of these retrogrades, things come back from the past, patterns are revisited, belief systems, people can come back, but you're having a hard time moving forward. And I feel like one of the reasons is that you're not seeing clearly about why this ended. You may feel like you don't have true closure in this relationship, or you don't understand exactly why it got off the rails. That's what they're saying to me. You know, like a train runs on rails, like why it derailed. You're not really positive about why it ended. You're not sure about where to go. You're not sure if it's actually ended. You're kind of like, well, is it over? Are they going to come back? Is one of the possibilities that they will return. And with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, the Queen of Pentacles is an indication of home and hearth, you know, really thinking that this situation was going to be a long-term committed relationship. Gender doesn't matter, but just that energy of being a spouse, taking care of, you know, the home and the hearth, making money, it's kind of like this energy of really stepping into taking care of those that are around you. So this is your obstacle, you know. For a lot of you, you may have stepped out of a role of being maybe a wife, and now you're stepping into the role of being the head of a household. So this could be a little bit, why you're feeling a little like, can I do this? Is this, the thing? Can I get through this? It's almost like, do I have what it takes to be the head of a household? Can I bring in the money? Can I, support myself, perhaps children or whatever? Can I go it alone? I feel like there's this sense of, can I go it alone? Now you have two queen energies here, right? One is totally up in the head, trying to problem solve everything, and the other one is focused on finances. So that's why I feel like some of you, something with an ending is causing you to get kind of up in your head about finances, your career, making ends meet. That type of energy. You're trying to move on from something in the past, but it's almost like you're bogged down with this energy. Just concern about, can I make it on my own? So your advice from Spirit is balance. So let's clarify this, because I think part of it is, to go within. You have a lot of cards here that are talking about intuition, going within, listening to your heart about what the next step is. There's something definitely out of balance. One of the things is that yin is like the divine feminine, and both of these, even though they're queens, they represent divine masculine energies of pentacles and swords. Being up in the head, thinking about business, starting a business, that type of thing. For some of you, you may feel like you want to leave, you want to leave a job or a career and start your own business. That could be why you're kind of like up in your head about money. I really get a sense of money. Now, since this is here, I'm getting a message that for some of you, you may be so concentrating on finances and career, making ends meet. They just keep saying that to me, that you're losing your divine feminine energy, or you're putting it to the side. You can't lose it, but you're putting it to the side. It's out of balance, because your advice is to bring something into balance. And I think for some of you, see if this resonates, is your divine feminine and masculine, because we have both of those within ourselves. Are they balanced? So the divine feminine is your creativity, your loving, your nurturing side. Are you nurturing yourself? Are you taking time to be by yourself? If you're going through something that's difficult right now, a lot of times the first thing that we throw out is the self-care, right? It's kind of like, I don't have time to exercise. I don't have time to eat a healthy meal. I don't have time to go to the grocery store. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to take a luxurious bubble bath. It's kind of like we throw that out a little bit just at the time when we need it the most. And I think that this is a true message from Spirit, that it is about, making sure that you're nurturing yourself, that you're spending time by yourself. You're listening to your heart, trying to get out of your head. One of the best ways to do that is to spend time in nature. Try to get a little sunshine going. Sunshine cures everything. It really is a sense of changing getting a different perspective of things, because you are so in your head, and getting more into your heart space. Okay, so let's see. 6 of Pentacles. We have the Judgment, the Chariot, Death, and Rebirth, the Empress. Okay, these are 4 major arcana cards, and I'm going to pull this. Underneath that, we have the King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles on here. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This is your advice from Spirit. You need to find more balance. Now, there's a lot of things about balance. It can be the balance between your divine feminine and masculine. It can be balance within a situation, balance within a relationship. It can be a balance about how much time and energy are you giving to something and getting in return. So for instance, if you're spending 60, 70 hours working, right? Then are you getting paid for all of that? Sometimes we're creating something new, so you may spend a lot of time on it knowing that, hey, hopefully I'm planting the seeds of something I can harvest down the path. But there's definitely this sense of needing to bring in more balance into your life. Now, we have the Judgment card, so this can be somebody coming back from the past, okay? Because we definitely have that energy here. But it's also about being at a crossroads, about being awakened. This is also the Awakening card, about recognizing that something isn't balanced. And it could be this relationship that you had in the past, that it wasn't balanced. Is there a way to bring it better into balance? What would it take to bring this relationship or this situation or this job into balance? Where the give and the take was equal. Because that is the big thing to think about. You can't move forward, and you can't, the Death card is about transformation. You can't transform this romance, this relationship, this job, this situation. You can't transform it. You can't move forward. You can't have victory in it until you can figure out how you can balance it. What is it? Asking yourself, what will it take? And I do like this. We have the Empress and the King of Pentacles. The Empress is all about loving herself, realizing that when she steps into that intuitive, self-loving type of energy, that what she really wants comes to her. See, I think for some of you, you may not recognize that you're actually the Queen of Pentacles. Once again, I had that sense of being concerned about money, but that you have the ability to make the money that you think you need, that you are creative and successful. You're intelligent, that you're going to, move on from something in the past and move into this energy of being able to be financially stable, independently. So, and at the same time, create this new life for yourself. And when you do, what happens is the King of Pentacles comes in. So we have a court pair. And it's a pretty powerful pair. This could be, if you're trying to start your own business, this could be somebody that comes in and is going to be your business partner so that you can create a new business. Or it could be either somebody from the past that becomes more balanced, or a new person that, helps you, you work things out, you balance things out so that you can have a balanced relationship that's long-term, and you can create a new life together, perhaps a family together, a new home together. The Empress is such a lovely energy. One of my favorite cards because it's like such a hopeful energy about it. You know, she's pregnant, she's birthing something new. It's about the world, it's about putting something out there that is good for the collective. You have the Three of Pentacles underneath that, working things out together to bring more balance. And some of you could be, you know, working with a Libra, or, you know, this relationship could be around another person that's a Libra, but it doesn't have to be. But we have the balance card twice. It's really about bringing things into balance. And I think for some of you, there's a lot of different ways you can bring this into balance, but I think it really is about getting clear about how you think this can be balanced. You know, the King of Swords also is an energy of determination. Being determined to realize that it could be that all you need to do is balance yourself. Balance your feminine and masculine energies so that you can move forward quickly. Wow. Tower card, Knight of Cups, Ten of Wands, Justice again. Yeah, something's having to come into balance. And, you know, here it is. You know, I think we start out with the Tower card on the bottom. The universe is really saying, you know, this needs to come into balance. And it's like you get the epiphany about that. The Tower card doesn't always mean that something has to be taken away, but it is about getting clarity about what you need to change. The Tower card is about change. Change, either you get an epiphany about changing or the universe stepping in. It's about realizing, you know, she's walking away from I think a lot of you are walking away from a past love. I think this person may come back in very quickly and want to reunite. They want to transform this. And I think it's up to you about trying to figure out, is this a balanced relationship or not? You know, how is it really going to work for you? And not being too caught up in the, you know, the financial end of it. Realizing that you need to listen to your heart. And I think for some of you, you get the epiphany that you need to end this. You need to walk away. This Knight of Cups, you know, the Knight of Cups is a nice energy, but in this deck, I always think he looks a little bit like a player. And gender doesn't matter, but, you know, it's kind of like he's sitting there, he's got his hat in his hand, and he's got the flowers, and he's just kind of sitting there, and it's kind of like, hey, why don't you come on over here? And you're like, no, like, no. Why don't you start learning how to balance things out? Like, we're going to meet halfway. It's this energy of, yeah, no, that's not what I want. And you're walking away, and look at how she's walking away. She's not walking away mad. She's not walking away even sad. To me, it's kind of like a determined look. Look at her face. I mean, she has kind of like this determined look. She's not even looking down. She's looking out at her future. She's like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I got the clarity and I'm moving on. I think this person may come back and want to really try to make it work. I mean, I think they're going to come in with their best effort and try to make it work. And I'm not saying that you may not give it a try, right? But I think at some point you are going to get this clarity as like, yeah, this is just really not working. Time. This is your creativity oracle card. Time can be seen to be both linear and spiral. Circle back to explore concepts from the past and create the future. Yeah, I think it is about going within and taking a really good look at this relationship in the past, or this situation, or this job, and asking yourself, you know, what was really good about it? What is it that I miss about it? You know, sometimes there's something about a relationship that we miss. And it's not necessarily the person. It's like you could replace what you're missing about the relationship with, another person or another situation. So asking yourself, is this person really the person for you? I think that's the question you have to ask yourself. Okay, and here is your Lover's Oracle card. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Sorry, I think the trash is here. But I think that that's exactly what's going on. You're kind of stuck up in your head. Your fears are kind of playing out. Your ego is telling you, you shouldn't have left that situation or whatever. But it really is about going into your heart, listening to what would be balanced for you. What's the best for you, Virgo? And then once you figure that out, being determined to move forward in that direction. All right, well, I'm going to leave it there, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, or comment, subscribe. And I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.